Okay, I think we're recording. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Nice to have you here tonight. So we are talking about weight loss and gut health and how the two intersect, and to give people some ideas about how to lose weight in a very doable way. And I think that's the important thing. You don't have to feel restricted. You don't have to suffer. There are ways to do this where it's going to be absolutely doable. And that's what we're trying to do for everybody, is share with you how to make it doable. So I'm Bonnie Costa, and here with us tonight is my personal guru, Sharon Bowen, who is a personal trainer and a senior Ruby in Plexus. And that's a fancy title for she has shared gut health with tons and tons and tons and tons of people. So she has a lot of experience with that. So hi, Sharon, how you doing?
Hey, Bonnie, I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I'm so excited to share with you guys.
How was your 10K run?
Well, it was a 10 miler, so it was pretty intense. It was great.
Mute yourself.
Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are okay, we're good. Hold on. Okay, we're good.
You're good. Is she having trouble getting in? I seen that.
That was like so loud. I said, mute yourself, and it was so loud. Sorry about that. 10K. Okay. Tell us about your 10K.
Okay, so today I'm a personal trainer. I've been a personal trainer for about 3 years now. I honestly started because of Plexus, and running was never my thing. I was always an athlete. I played soccer through high school and college, and I used to hate running, right? Like I used to hate it. I used to hate when they're like, oh, do suicide, let's go for a long run. And I'm like, no, that's not me. I never liked it until I started become a mom. And that was actually like my therapeutic way of like getting my stress and anxiety out without like having physical contact in sports. I went out and I would run a lot with the baby and the jogging stroller. So now I love like signing up for runs. I do 5Ks. I just got done doing a 10 miler today, and it was really good. My time was good. I felt good the whole entire time. Like my endurance is up, and I have 2 kids, and I just turned 33 this year. So to be able to say I ran 10 miles and I'm still up and awake, and it's 7:00 at night, and I have 2 kids and I'm still moving, like,
and your brain is still working, that you can share with people.
Yes, my brain is still working. I'm functioning. And it's just a really big, for me, it's a big achievement because I tore my ACL my senior year of high school, and they told me I would never like have full motion of my knee, and I would have arthritis in my knee in my 20s and everything. So to be able to run for that long period of time on a knee that has issues, like, and not have swollen knees because of these supplements have helped me so much.
Wow.
It's huge. So my run went really well for that.
That is amazing. Amazing. So yeah, you're like the perfect one to come on and talk about weight loss for sure.
Yeah.
And we've been asking questions, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway because that's a lot of questions that we have. But before we get to the questions about weight loss, I would love to talk about gut health and its relationship to weight loss, because I think a lot of people, we share with people how important gut health is and how we have to balance the bacteria and balance our blood sugar, and how when we get there, everything is working. We have the sleep, the energy, the cravings are gone. Can you talk more about the gut health weight loss relationship?
Okay, so I absolutely love this. So the whole gut health to weight loss. And it's funny. So a lot of times people think like the gut health supplements that you sell, it's all weight loss, right? Well, part of it is. It's one of the pluses that you'll see in Plexus is weight loss, because let's be honest with you. If you have a messed up gut, if you're not going to the bathroom regularly every day, like, and I know Bonnie will attest to this, if you're not going to the bathroom every single day, if your hormones are a mess, if you're stressed out, if you're not sleeping, right, our body holds on to weight, right? So these supplements help balance out your gut and you going to the bathroom, helping you going to the bathroom, helping you sleep better, because how it's helping you sleep better. The pink drink helps balance out your blood pressure and your blood sugar throughout the day, which helps you have a steady flow of energy where it makes you go to sleep easier. My little one's knocking on the basement door. I can hear it. Can you hear that? I don't know. Yeah, I can hear it.
Let me in.
oh, my husband better go get her.
Hey, if you have to get the
She's
baby, we're fine with that.
it's all good. So with that being said, the gut health and weight loss is one of the pluses that you have with this stuff. So once it's so funny for me in my journey, weight loss wasn't the first thing that I noticed. It was my energy and my brain fog, right? And all of a sudden, it gave me the energy to move my body, to motivate myself to work out even more. I always loved working out, but after I had my daughter, I struggled through postpartum and depression, and I didn't have the motivation to do much of anything. So it started to make me see life again in brighter colors. It made me want to work out. So the energy it gave me to push me through made me want to work out, right? And then even my appetite changed. So a lot of people, I know we're probably going to talk about this in the conversation of all of it, is talking about our diets, right? Well, I didn't have to be on a strict diet with this stuff. My body started craving healthier food. So when your body starts to have the energy that it's supposed to have, right, and your body starts craving water and healthier food, the weight is just going to start falling. It's inflammation first, and I always highly recommend. I always will go by this. You'd rather see inches fall off of you first than the weight, because that means the weight will stay off of you. Right? It's not like a yo-yo diet. It's not a quick fix. It's going to take time. So the more consistent you are, taking your supplements every day, drinking the amount of water that you need, moving your body. And I'm not saying you have to be in the gym for hours on end to lose weight with this. That's not the case at all. I'll be honest. I have not stepped a foot in a gym, and I'm a personal trainer. I've not stepped a foot in a gym since COVID shut down.
Wow.
So I do at-home workouts. I train at our local parks. I train with people one-on-one. I don't have a gym setting. I don't have a gym. Do I miss it? Yeah, I loved the gym. It was my second home. But you don't need to have a big fancy gym to lose weight with these supplements. So I hope I answered your question.
100%. You know, what I noticed is that I first started with my stomach issues went away. And then one by one, I started sleeping. I had more energy. I walked into Dairy Queen with the grandchildren and I didn't want the ice cream anymore. I can't remember the last time I've had it. And so when you're not eating to wake up, when you're not eating to stay up, when you're not eating for energy, when you're not having cravings, that's a lot less calories you're taking in. But it's funny that you mentioned the losing inches. That's actually one of the questions. So we'll sort of hit that right now. I was on this and people were saying to me, I would say I was in my third month. So somewhere between 60 and 90 days. And people were saying to me, are you losing weight? And the scale had not moved at all. And my daughter was saying, Mommy, I don't know what's wrong with your clothes, but they're too big. It looks, you have to go change. This is not fitting you right. And then I just realized the inflammation was just going away and people thought I was losing weight. So for people that are thinking about your success is on the scale, that's not necessarily so. I was talking to Jess today. I had the best conversation with Jess today. So she's been on this for a little over a month. And she went to a party and she bought a new dress and it was a whole size smaller than she was wearing. And when her husband saw her before she left, because it was her girlfriend's 30th birthday, when she left the house, her husband said, you should have gotten a size smaller. I don't think you realized how much weight you lost. And she said, this is a size smaller. So, and she's lost 3 pounds. That's it. But all of these inches and all of the inflammation going away is really a big thing. So the number on the scale is not necessarily the full story. And that was one of the questions that that was asked about the inches and the weight loss. So can you lose inches without losing weight? Yes, you can. And that's what happened to me first. Then somewhere after 90 days, the weight started dropping off. And then within like a month and a half, I lost 15 pounds. And I was not, that was another question. I was not on a diet plan. I wasn't keeping track of what I was eating. I just wasn't using food to solve my problems and feel better. And I think that's really what the difference was. So Yeah, Regina. So Regina and Jill ask, can you lose weight without being on a diet plan or having some eating style? And yes, you can lose weight. Now, do you want to lose it faster? I always feel like it's better to get your gut health first and then lose weight because it just makes everything easier. Morgan's back. Hi, Morgan. The baby's back. I always feel like it's easier to get your gut health because when you have your gut health, your entire body is working the way it's supposed to be working. And so weight loss is so much easier. But let's say you're a Weight Watcher person. Let's say you journal and you keep track of what you eat. The gut health is going to make that much easier. So all the diet plans that you may particularly like, yes, use them with your gut health. You can absolutely use those together. Jess and Jill would like to know, Sharon, how does MetaBurn work? And is there a certain time of day that you have to take it?
Okay, I absolutely love MetaBurn. It's one of my favorite supplements with Plexus. So MetaBurn is a thermogenic. So MetaBurn will help burn fat cells around your thighs and waist area. It does put you in a good mood. So it will speed up. So this is the thing with MetaBurn. So it is a thermogenic. It will speed up your heart rate. So it burns more calories, burn your metabolism, right? And it's what I love about this stuff is that it's not like where you take some of the thermogenics that you get at CVS or Walgreens, you get them and they're like synthetic, right? They're not the full true form of what we're getting. And it literally makes you shake. You're like, oh, like, and sometimes you're not able to think right. MetaBurn helps you focus. And I'm saying MetaBurn, it's like get ish done. Like you take it and it's like, okay, you have this brain focus where it's like, all right, I have to do this today. I have to do, like, you have a whole list of stuff. You're like, I'm going to get this, and this done. I'm going to go do this. So it's not where you have to take the MetaBurn. You don't have to take MetaBurn, then go work out because you're going to be all like freaking out crazy. You take it and it's going to give you the energy that you need. And it's an all day type of energy. So I always take mine with a protein. So say hi, Deb.
Hi, Deb.
I take mine with a protein, especially when you first start. When you first start taking MetaBurn, you're supposed to take 2 a day, right? So I always have my people start off with one for the first 3 days, just so they can get used to taking it and seeing how they feel on it. Some people, there is caffeine in it. So some people might be sensitive to caffeine. So I always say, at least take 1 in the morning, right? Take it with breakfast. You can have like your cup of coffee if you want. And then I always drink water in the morning. I don't know, that's one of my tips. First thing in the morning, you drink some water, drink 8 ounces of water, have your coffee, have your breakfast. And I take my MetaBurn in the morning. And then I get my stuff done. I'll work out like probably an hour later. And then at lunchtime, I'll take another MetaBurn. I don't take MetaBurn past 3 o'clock, just for the simple fact, because it will keep you up. For me, it keeps me up. Some people that aren't really affected by caffeine, like if you can drink a whole pot of coffee and then go to sleep, then you could be fine taking MetaBurn that like later on in the night. But I strongly suggest to take it like no later past 3 o'clock. I just love it. I love it so much.
Do you take one at a time, or do you sometimes take 2 in the morning and that's your dose for the day?
Now I take 2. Like I've been taking it. So with MetaBurn, it's a time. So MetaBurn, you're only supposed to take every couple months. So you can take MetaBurn for 3 months at a time. And then they say to take a break, because with any thermogenic, you don't want to be on it for a long period of time, right? Just because your body gets used to it. So I take MetaBurn for probably about like 2 to 3 months at a time. I'll take about 3 weeks off and then I'll add it back into my regimen again. But in the beginning, I split them up. Now, since I've been taking it for on and off for for a year or so, I'll take 2 at a time.
Good to know. And when you take 2, that's usually earlier in the day.
I take it in the morning.
Okay.
I take it with breakfast. I just always eat with it because it's just, they say it works faster when you take it with a protein.
Gotcha. So this is a fun question. Patty and Linda were both concerned about their morning coffee. Now I'm like kind of religious about my morning coffee, although my morning coffee used to be 3 coffees or 4 coffees. Like I would drink coffee from the time I woke up till lunchtime, basically. And now I just have no need or desire for it. But I do drink my coffee with cream and sugar, just saying. That's the way I like it. So I think it's important not to deprive yourself of those things that are a ritual and that are sacred and that kind of make you feel zen, like not to let go of those. How do you feel about that?
I agree. So I have my cup of coffee in the morning. I have 1 cup. I used to have 2 every morning, and then I would have 2 in the afternoon, like just because I couldn't function, because I had this little one when I started 4 years ago and she never slept. So I would drink all the coffees that would help me. And I agree with you. Like, it's, for me in the morning, it's more like just a routine and it's a comfort thing. Like I just honestly had a cup of coffee. I always have coffee with, I have like low fat creamer that I use, and I put cinnamon in it. So, and I know we're going to be talking about fasting too, and I'll give you guys a little trick about coffee too when we talk about fasting, but go ahead.
Awesome. Good. So, okay, this was an interesting one. Well, this one I think is some people always think about this. How fast can you lose weight? Like that's, everybody wants everything like, you know.
So everybody's different.
Yeah.
Everyone is different. I have a girl that's on my team that she just lost, she's been doing this since February. And she has not worked out. She does not work out. She just started walking a week ago. She has lost over 10 pounds.
Wow.
And countless inches, but she has not worked out. She just had a baby. The baby just is about 9 months. So it took her about 6 weeks to lose 10 pounds, which is great. Like, that's amazing. Without working out, like, that's great.
That's amazing.
Or walking, that's amazing. So everybody's different. So like, I always stress this to everyone. Our body did not get this way overnight. You are not going to lose weight overnight. This is not a quick fix. If you want quick fixes, this is not for you. And I'm going to be completely honest. It takes 60 to 90 days for our cells to regenerate, right? So our body's turning over new cells. It takes about that long to start seeing weight loss. In which, you know what, at the end of the day, like, yes, it's great to lose weight. It's great to see the number change on the scale because it helps you, like, your confidence boost up. It makes you feel good. It's health-wise, it's amazing, but it shouldn't be the main reason why you're doing this, right? Like, it should be because you want to be healthier. You want to feel better inside, your moods inside. Like, it's so funny because when I first started, I wanted to lose weight because I had all this weight to lose after having her. But then, like, the more and more you do this, and even with anybody doing a health journey, the more and more it's like, it's not about the scale, right? It's about how you feel inside. So everybody, like, I'm going to get back onto what you were asking me, but everyone is different. There's some people that lose 5 pounds in the first week. There's some people that will go 6 months, not see anything move on the scale, but countless inches are completely gone. They look like a totally different person, but the weight's still there. And then all of a sudden, the seventh month comes, they drop like 20 pounds, like boom. Yeah. So it's like, it's different, and it's different for everyone. That's Cheryl Mueller. That happened. She was doing it for 6 months. She's like, nothing, the scale's not changing. I don't know what's going on. She did it before and after. After 6 months, she's like, I look like a total different person, but why aren't the weight falling off? And then the next month, all this weight started to fall off.
Yeah, that's it. Now, Jess is like 30 years younger than me. I'm going to be 63 next Sunday. And she lost the inflammation within her first 30 days. It took me well into my, I was past somewhere between 60 and 90 days for the inflammation to suddenly start to budge. And it was after 90 days before the weight started to budge. So it is different for everyone. What happens if things go haywire? And of course, new habits are sometimes tough to stick with. What happens if I miss? It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't taken my drink or my supplements. The drink is harder to miss because we love the drink. Everybody enjoys the drink. But what if I miss for a couple of days?
What was that question? I'm sorry.
That's it. What if I miss taking my triplex for a couple of days, or any of my, whatever I'm taking in my plan?
Okay, so if you ever miss any of your supplements and you haven't, like, the main thing is you want to be in contact with with whoever got you on, right? So if it's you, Regina, Devins, I'm on the phone. Regina or Jess, you want to make sure you're in contact. Let them know, like, hey, I missed about 2 or 3 days. What do I do? So if you miss only about 2 to 3 days, you normally just say pick up where you left off, right? You don't have to start all over. But if it's been like 2 weeks and you have not done anything, you haven't answered us, talked to us, or anything like that, then we would probably majority say, like, okay, let's start at the beginning again. Let's start slow with the pink drink, add the probiotic or whatever you're taking in a little bit by little, because if you're going back and forth that way, it can mess, like, you want to make sure that you're feeling good on it, right? So I always would just suggest that, like, definitely stay in contact with your sponsor. And if it's more than 2 or 3 days, and more than like 2 weeks or so, definitely start back from the beginning.
So before we get into intermittent fasting, we're going to talk about that just a little bit, because it's just a way of thinking about eating that helps make the weight loss doable and easier. Hey, Dev. So someone recently said to me, she's like, but this is like a little potty talk, so I'm warning everybody ahead of time. She's like, you know what, Bonnie, poop is not my love language, and that's all you ever want to talk about. So can you just share the connection between going to the bathroom well and gut health and weight loss? Like, why are we so interested in making sure that we're going to the bathroom well?
Okay, definitely. So say if you're so they say a lot of the majority of the population.
She's a happy girl.
Hi.
Hey.
He wants to tell you about poop.
He's probably a pro.
Yes. So they're saying a lot of, like, a population is full, your body is full of waste. So if you're not pooping consistently every single day, at least they say between 1 to 3 times a day, and if you're not emptying out your bowels, your body is holding about majority between 5 to 10 pounds of waste. So if you're not emptying out your stomach on a daily basis, your body is accruing that waste, which makes you feel bloated, you have gas, you feel fatigued, right? Like, if you're constipated, you feel all these ways. With the supplement, the system that we have, the triplex, it is amazing how much difference you feel once you start emptying out every single day. And I'm not saying like you go to the bathroom and you still feel like you still have to go, right? I know with these supplements, I go and I feel empty, which I've never felt that way my whole entire life, ever, before Plexus.
And it's really an indication that your gut health is good.
Yeah, like you're supposed to be, like, it's not like you're supposed to be running to the bathroom like, oh my God, I gotta go, or it just shouldn't be like you're running, or even your consistency of your stools should not be runny or anything like that. You're just going, and it's a soft flow. Like, that's how it should be. And I know this is really weird to talk about, but like, it's the truth. Like, nobody talks about this. Nobody talks about the bathroom, right? But at the end of the day, people suffer from this. I know people. I had a girl on my team that told me she didn't go for 11 days. And I'm like, how do you not go to the bathroom for 11 days? Or if you're on vacation, how many times have people go on vacation and you don't go to the bathroom because you're out of routine and you're eating a bunch of crap that you're not normally used to, right? So on this, and everybody's like, oh, well, I'm going on vacation, I'm not going to take my supplements. I'm like, no, you need to take them, because who wants to feel bloated and gross on vacation? I surely don't.
And your body's not working correctly. It's a sign that your body is not working optimally and correctly. And it's going to be harder to lose weight if your body's not working right and all those toxins are backing up. So we're going to jump into intermittent fasting. We're trying to make this not be as long as it was the last time. I don't know how successful we're going to be, but because you guys have so many great questions, but we're going to jump into intermittent fasting. Now, intermittent fasting is something that Sharon has been doing for a really long time. I've been doing it for the last week. I lost a pound and a half without being on an additional weight style, eating style of any kind with that. And intermittent fasting is just choosing the times of the day that you're going to eat and the times of the day that you're not going to eat. So for me, I've been trying to do 12 hours. I don't like to go to bed on an empty stomach, so I usually stop eating around 8 o'clock at night, and then I will not eat again until 8 o'clock in the morning, but I'll drink a lot. And so the idea of the intermittent fasting is when you're awake, you're burning the calories that you're eating, or during your eating time, you're burning those calories off. But during the fasting time, you are burning off your fat stores because you're not constantly feeding your body fuel to eat. It's going into the fat stores to eat the fuel. Shar?
Yes. Hold on.
That's
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I'll keep going.
everything you just said about fasting, that you're correct on. That is all correct. So, and also it helps with digestive, like your digestive system. So it's giving your body a break, right? So you're drinking a whole lot more fluids, you're stopping. So like, I love that you stop eating at 8 o'clock. Some people, I mean, for me, I stop around 6. I do a 16-hour fast with an 8-hour window of eating. And I eased up to that. I did the 12 and 12 because it was just easier. So I highly recommend, if you're brand new to fasting, do the 12 and 12. Right. So it helps
you. If you're new, don't try to do it 12 all at once. You know, the nice thing about the fasting is 8 hours of that, you're either sleeping or you're getting ready for bed or you're waking up. So if you sleep 8 hours, yay, you only have, then you have like your hour of going to bed and waking up. So you only have 2 hours to think like, oh, I can't eat. So I love that part of it. And when you think of it like, wow, I'm sleeping during most of that fasting time. It's not when I'm really awake and running during the day. But in the beginning, you can start with 8 hours. Any steady amount of time that you're not eating is going to be helpful to you. And here's another thing. I'm a little bit older than Sharon, or a lot, almost twice. So for me, I don't eat a lot in terms of amount of food at one time, the way I did when I was younger. I eat little bits. So if I were going to fast 16 hours and only eat during the 8, I might struggle to get all my calories in. And here's the important thing with the fasting. If you are not getting enough calories, if you're not eating enough, if you're going overboard with the fasting, then your body is going to go into what's called starvation mode. And if your brain starts to think like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting enough food, it will start shutting your body systems down. So it's the first thing it's going to do is shut down the metabolism, because your brain is saying, I'm not getting enough calories. We have to slow the metabolism so that we're not burning as much. And we don't want to get into that situation. So when you start your intermittent fasting, then you really want to make sure that you're getting your number of calories in. And if you start with 8 hours, yay, because this is something new. But it kind of helps you be a little bit mindful of when you're eating and when you're not eating. It's kind of the mindless eating that gets us. So that's what I love about the intermittent. I lost 1.5 pounds this last week. So that's really exciting. I was doing the 12 hours. That seemed to really work out well for me. And you're not as hungry, I think, when you start doing this. What did you love about it, Char?
So when I do the intermittent fasting, what I like about it, it gives me like, it's a regimen for me. Like, I'm all about regimens. Like, give me a regimen, tell me what I have to do. And I love it because it definitely does, for me, it helps me focus on my water, because I know when my body starts to feel hungry, I'm like, it's my body telling me I'm hungry for, like, I need water. Like, I'm not really hungry. I ate. I just need the water. So craving that water. And another tip with these supplements and fasting, we always tell people, this is a really cool trick. If you fast, when you break your fast, so at 8 o'clock, when you break your fast, break it with the pink drink, right? Because the pink drink helps stabilizes your blood sugar and blood pressure. So after you haven't eaten all that time, your blood pressure might be wonky, right? You break it with that. You're not like looking for sugars, because that's the first thing. If you're hungry, what do? You look for sugars and carbs. Your body craves that when you're hungry. So when you break your fast with the pink drink, or even the protein shake, that's even amazing too, doing it that way. So you always want to break your
That's
fast with either a protein or even the pink drinks, the best thing. So I just love it because it taught me in general how to eat. So you have to start thinking, and I tell this to a lot of my clients, food is your friend, right? You treat food as fuel, not just to eat and shovel food in your mouth. Like, you eat food as fuel to really help you maintain your body all day long, keeps your metabolism going. Because when you think of that way, your mindset changes, where it's like, okay, like you were saying, like you went to Dairy Queen, you didn't need it, your body didn't crave it. But at the end of the day, you're like, do I really need that? Like, you don't. You know what I mean? Yes, it's great to have, like, and I'm not saying you have to be strict all the time. You definitely balance out what you want when you're doing this, but it's just the mindset behind it all. When you're fasting and you're on that type of schedule, it changes everything. That's why I love the intermittent fasting.
right, right, right. And I'm always amazed how many people do drink they like their slim first thing in the morning. So that's going to work out perfect for the intermittent fasting. So as much as I have so much more left that I want to ask you about, we have to go because we still did 30 minutes. We can't seem to get under the 30 minutes. So
We just
I'm
like
sorry,
talking.
everybody, we're trying, but we get so excited and we want to get all the information out to you. So it goes always a little longer, but here's the deal. In our crew, in the chat, if you want to keep talking about intermittent fasting, if you want to keep talking about the supplements, if you want to keep talking about all of these topics, we can go do that over in the crew and we can keep the conversation going. So just because the Zoom is ending doesn't mean that is going to end.
Yeah.
So Sharon, thank you so much.
Always. I love doing these.
Oh my gosh. And we love you coming here and educating us. We appreciate you so much.
Always.
Love you. Thanks everybody. Love you guys too. And I'll talk to you
Thank
soon.
you.
I will download this and I'll put it in the chat because I know you want to watch it again.
Oh,
Bye
yeah.
everybody.
Thank you so much.